This is Lake Shore Drive, one of the most iconic landmarks in the city of Chicago. You get to drive around the lake shore that's practically the size of an ocean, and it spans all the way from the north part of the city all the way to the south part, from Hollywood to 92nd Street. Not to mention, you pass by all great landmarks like, I guess, these buildings here, and yeah, more specifically, the museum campus, Grant Park, Jackson Park, all the parks, all the beaches, I gotta say. Here's the problem with it. It's basically a highway going through dense parts of the city and a park.
Lake Shore Drive, even when I look at the past photos back in the 1920s, really takes Stroads to a whole new level. It's like an interstate highway, but at the same time, it combines a boulevard once you get near the city center, which is definitely not safe for pedestrians, especially during rush hour. Like, let alone even drivers too. Like, I'll be honest, like, this curve on Oak Street Beach is asking for people to fly off the freaking road. And like, just in general, like, just looking at this road, the speed limit is 40, maybe 45 if you're in the south side, but overall it doesn't even match up with the road design and how people will consciously drive.
Alright, as you can see right behind me, this freeway is pretty freaking loud. What infuriates me is the fact that they have no plans to repave it or like design it in any way, redesign it in any way. They just want to keep it a highway. Like, it makes no sense. Like, yes, there's the lakefront, you got Lincoln Park right next to it, but on the other hand, it's not enough. Honestly, the car is getting bigger too, so I might make a video on that. They could literally break through that barrier, and then they could hit a lot of pedestrians. But overall, there has to be better ways to design the drive. But yeah, once you just grab yourself a cup of beer and a bowl of fucking Vegemite, and here we go. Here at this intersection, I'm not 100% sure if it's this one, but it's insane. I know a lot of shit happened in this intersection. People getting run over, or close to being run over, or simple protests happening here. Cyclist protests on the street. I mean, I don't blame them really. It's not doing anything to fix it, which I honestly find it insane. The fact that the drive has been like this for years on end and nothing's been done about it, it's insane to say the least. I kind of find that crazy. But yeah, look. The amount of cars here, dude, it's literally a recipe for disaster. And not to mention that this, like, less than a mile away it was a highway. Now it's like a straight up stroad.
Lake Shore Drive is one of the most attractive attractions for tourists. Matter of fact, it's actually like the 7 wonders of Chicago, according to this link here. Like, honestly, when you drive along the lakefront and you see a lake that looks like a freaking ocean, looks like the Atlantic Ocean, of course it's gonna be like a highly tourist attraction. And I know every urbanist will say, oh, look how ugly this is. Although it's not the nicest thing in the world, it's definitely not the ugliest thing in the world, I'll be honest with you. At least it's not 26 lanes. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Houston? When you type in Lake Shore Drive on the Google search and then click on the news tab, it's mainly a spam of car crashes, car accidents, or protests. Like, this is the true hellhole if you really think about it. Like, it's even more dangerous than all of Chicago interstates combined if you think about it. Like, Chicago interstates have 94 fatal car accidents from 2019 to 2021, while LSD 22. It may be a lot smaller, but the rate per 100 million drivers is a lot more. 0.89 interstates and 1.3 for LSD. Sure, it's not a drug or road takedown, I gotta say. And it's not entirely anyone's fault here that accidents here are happening all the time. Like, the road design, for example, is just dangerous for everyone. Nobody wins with the road designs like this. The speed limit's 40 miles per hour. But let's be honest, with how the road's designed here, no one's going 40 miles per hour. Driving is a subconscious activity. And honestly, subconsciously, this looks like a road where people would go 65 or 70. Or maybe even if you're crazy enough, maybe 100. It's even absurd when you get closer to the city center with all the stoplights and curves. It's just asking for an accident to happen. And this has been happening for quite some time now, and the worst part is they're not doing anything about it. I.C. Well, actually, they are doing something about it, but here's one problem. Based on what they're planning, it's still a damn highway. What the fuck? Okay. Let me take a step back right here, because I suppose this design isn't as bad as the drive right now. The curve isn't as curvy. Oak Street Beach is actually a lot bigger, a lot more green space actually, a lot more accessible. Everything in this picture looks nice, but There's something missing, yet I can't put my finger on it. Oh yeah, wait, it's still a freaking highway. Yeah, I know I just said that like right before this segment, but still, it's still a freaking highway, and honestly, it kind of baffles my mind that we keep building highways. Matter of fact, even expanding highways. What's the point of expanding highways? I heard I-55 is getting an expansion. TxDOT and IDOT is no different, I gotta say. But honestly, get back to the point. There are better ways to design the drive, like seriously. Make it a boulevard, goddammit. Make it even more pedestrianized than this is. I'm not saying get rid of cars altogether. Look at Copenhagen. Well, this is a bridge to be more exact. It's fine. A lot of bikers, a lot of people walking through, and there's only 1 to 2 car lanes, and that's it. Like, not this mess, dude. Like, there's no need to have a highway through the lakefront. And besides, what is it shipping? Nothing. Like, Lakeshore Drive is exclusively, like, city limits.
In conclusion, I think that it is iconic, but let's be honest, it's not really iconic just because of the road itself. Let's be honest, no one looked at the road. People look at the skyline, the lake view. I get it. All roads like Vegas Boulevard, Fifth Avenue, Wall Street is also iconic as well. But honestly, the significance of the speciality gets kind of ruined when there's like accidents that happen on there constantly. And it's just sad that it hasn't even changed within the past few decades. And what I noticed a lot in English-speaking countries in general, like there's a lot of victim blaming when it comes to an accident. I hear it all the time, bro. Oh, it was like, oh, they were probably drunk driving. Oh, he should have wore bright clothing or a bright vest. Oh, he should have painted himself white so he could be more visible to others. If accidents keep happening like this all the time, there needs to be a change. They're doing one thing right with this new overhaul, and it's the fact that they're lessening the curve. But that's not enough. There has to be other alternatives of transportation. Like, it's just not financially viable, in my point of view at least. And not changing any of this based on all the feedback you're getting, it's kind of like crumbling road infrastructure. Like, think about it. It was like, oh, you broke your car from that pothole? Well, you should have drove slow. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Okay, let me calm down. But overall, Lakefront has some good views, and it passes through very particular landmarks, to say the least. But come on, I hope in the years on end it gets fixed. I hope it becomes accessible for everyone and anyone. That is, become a boulevard. But come on, let's not make it a highway. It's insane. But yeah, that's all I have today. If you liked it, go like it. And if you dislike it anyway. Hit the red button, follow the Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Peace.